Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to the Piper Report. So, the Trump travel ban was blocked by a Virginia-based federal appeals court. And once again, they use Trump's past rhetoric to block his order. They violated the rule of law in terms of its practice by using past rhetoric in their decision. You're not supposed to use past rhetoric. You are supposed to use past legislation, past statutes, past law. But they don't do that. Here is their reasoning. We remain unconvinced the ban has more to do with national security than it does with effectuating the president's promised Muslim ban, the court said. That is insane. That is insane. What they are doing, they are saying that Donald Trump has made this order to neglect Muslims from entering the country. That is not true. That is not true. There are about 50 Muslim majority nations in the world. Six of them have temporarily halt on their immigration status, meaning they can still get into the country, but they have to go through extensive screening. That is not a Muslim ban, but they use that as the basis for the Muslim ban. Presumably, this will end up at the Supreme Court, and this will go in Trump's favor. I think even some of the liberals on the Supreme Court will also rule with Trump, because there's nothing wrong with his immigration order. It uses a lot of its contacts on the basis of Obama's temporary travel restriction, I guess you could say, when he was president. It uses that, and it doesn't even have Iraq on it, which Iraq, coincidentally, has the most terrorist activities and the most terrorist attacks out of all the nations. And they're even allowed to enter the country. Before he had that, he had actually Iraq on there, and they said no, it's a Muslim ban. So he takes Iraq off, and it's still a Muslim ban. So this is another poor order. It's going to go to the 9th District. 9th District will also block it down because 9th District is the most liberal of all the federal courts. 8 out of 10 cases of their decisions are reversed by the Supreme Court, so about 80%. So that kind of gives you a good basis of how biased they are toward what political affiliation. But it's a hassle that you have to go through all of these steps, all of these court procedures to allow something that is not violating any type of federal statute. Just because they don't like Donald Trump, just because he did say something that was offensive. It was. A Muslim ban was offensive. Whether you believe it or not is irrelevant. Whether you believe that banning all Muslims from America will indeed stop radical Islam is irrelevant to this. But he did say it, so they take offense to that. And now they can use that as any basis they want. They can use those words, to block any type of legislation he wants to get passed. Because they can base that Donald Trump, his personal feelings are like this, and not necessarily like this. They don't take into account, there's another way to look at this too. If you were to say Trump does want a Muslim ban, in his eyes, and maybe a lot of other people's eyes, that could actually halt and temporarily diminish radical Islam and the terrorist attacks. So it may be radical in its viewpoint, it may be radical in its expression, in the way he announced it during his candidacy, but it could also still have benefits. But that's not really the topic at hand here. I just want to kind of give different points of views here, because not everything is black and white. There are ways to look at things that people just don't really think of. They want to look strictly black and white. It's either good or evil. You're good or you're evil. Trump's ban is because he hates Muslims or because he wants to protect national security. There is always some gray area here. So either way, this will go through the court systems. This will be overturned by the Supreme Court after the 9th Circuit will indeed block it, because they always block stuff. So it will be overturned. How long that's going to take is open for speculation. As you can see right here, the San Francisco 9th Circuit will be heard on May 15th. Another federal appeals court is considering a similar appeal of Hawaii-based judge ruling blocking his ban. The San Francisco-based court heard arguments. Okay, they already heard arguments May 15th, so sorry about that. But yeah, so this will go through the court system, and we will see how it changes from then on. And I'm done.